Yes. So as for investor representatives, we engage with our portfolio companies, which are usually the listed companies globally. What we care about is that they need to be committed to trusted AI. If they're already deploying AI in great degree of their operations, and there is an urgency for them to demonstrate what they have been doing and how they're going to articulate the kind of principles that they're upholding. I think what we have been and what investor representatives should always be looking for is that first, a clear evidence of AI governance and oversight within the company, with clear responsibility on the board level to oversee these AI-related issues and integration into their risk management framework. As I said, we would look for evidence whether the company discloses the AI-related risks in their annual reporting, for example, whether the board, they have sufficient skills and expertise, or whether they have access to such people. Ultimately, we always think that it is the senior management, is the leadership who take it forward. But about the ownership, it's the oversight, the board of directors, they should have as part of their fiduciary duty to oversee these material issues and material aspects, depending on at which stage the companies are at. If the company's direction is really to work on AI strategy, this should be something that they have to work on. They need to articulate it clearly. And the second is that we look for evidence of the public commitment to trust the AI. And I think one of the evidence that we have been looking and we have been encouraging companies to do is to publish their own set of ethical AI and data governance principles. A lot of times companies, they might have internal discussion about it. They might be internally preparing for it. But once they reach the stage to publicly commit it, to state their public commitment, that means they are ready to do it. So we always expect companies to do it. And in fact, there are more principles in the tech sector and in the financial sector, which is the work that I've been leading. We have been encouraging companies in different subsectors within the financial services sector industry to at least state what kind of principles that they are upholding. So, for example, last year, we also published a case study online. We have been talking to Ping An Insurance, which is one of the globally systemically important insurers, and one of the largest insurance company, which is headquartered in China. So we've been talking to them about different material strategic issues, including responsible use of AI. And last year in August, they published their very first set of AI governance principles, which we really welcomed. So we actually wrote a case study about our engagement with them. And we hope that other companies can also follow and at least mention the respective set of principles that they operate in the respective markets. So say, for example, Singapore, they have their own sets of FIT principles proposed by the MAS. And China, they have their own working groups on a national level as well. For companies that have a significant market presence in those markets, then they should be able to at least to understand what they are and what kind of commitment that they can uphold. In Europe, that there is a set of new principles as well, and as I mentioned, in the respective countries, Denmark, they have their own version. OECD, there is a set. It's about them having the business license to operate as well, because if you don't have, if you don't gain the trust from the customers, from the regulators, things will just backlash. So this is really the two main aspects that we are looking for. And the third level would be about evidence of their real work in trusted AI. So once again, it echoes what I mentioned at the beginning. It's about how they're gonna operationalize their principles and how they're gonna put it into practice. So we hope that companies that we engage with can at least publish some case studies to highlight the areas of challenges that they have identified and potentially how they're gonna address it. So we understand that it often takes time, because especially given the size of the organization that we engage with, they're usually the large corps with different teams and with presence in multiple markets. So sometimes we understand that there are different business models within the company. Some can take a very top-down approach, some may be bottom-up. So it really takes time for the companies to internally to work towards it. But at the end, we hope that after their internal work, this is something that we would look for as hard evidence.